What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, the Supreme B-Man, and I have yet another video for the EVO 2019 tournament that's going to be hosted this weekend. And I'm trying to bust out all these videos on all my thoughts on all the video game companies and all of their fighting games that they're producing. In this video, we're going to be talking about NetherRealm Studios. And there's not really too much that I can really say about NetherRealm Studios because, you know, there's only like really one video game franchise that they really push to the moon with, and that is Mortal Kombat. And right now, just recently, they just dropped Mortal Kombat 11. And from what I can hear and from what I know, a lot of people are not really happy with NetherRealm Studios because of the fact that there's a lack of DLC right now. But at the same time, I can say this. The game just came out, like, a couple of months ago. And already people are begging for DLC to drop. And honestly, I mean, a little bit of me is kind of like, I get it. But at the same time, there's a lot of work that goes into trying to make these characters. A lot of like balancing that they gotta do, and a lot of this and a lot of that, and Ed Boon's gotta, you know, look over every little thing to make sure it doesn't like flop or fall apart. And they gotta make a trailer for it, get the music for that, and create a stage and make that, and go to 3D creators and stuff like that. They gotta do a lot of work to make this stuff. And honestly, I'm not trying to force them or tell them to speed up the process or anything. You know, I realize, and from what I have seen in some of these like documentaries and stuff of fighting game companies putting these games together and how a lot of fighting games are made, there's a lot of work that goes into doing that, and you got to make sure that that stuff works out. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of bugs, there's going to be a lot of issues down the road. And I think some people don't realize that. I don't see where all the hate's coming from. Even though they announced that they were going to drop Nightwolf and Sindel and Spawn, and from what we know and from what we think we know, there's going to be Terminator or Ash from the Evil Dead or Doom Guy. Doom Guy is a possibility because apparently there was a video I watched, Maximilian, of Doom, the new Doom game, and apparently Ed Boon was there in a Doom Guy mask or something. I'm not sure, I doubt it, but there is a possibility that, you know, Doom Guy could be in Mortal Kombat 11 over, say, Ash. I would rather have Ash from Evil Dead. There's a lot of like cultural stuff that you can use him for. Of course, I would love to hear the banter between him and Johnny Cage because it's basically two actors, you know, talking about their franchises and talking about on whether which one's the best and which one's the worst, or, you know, them commenting on each other's movies or whatever. I would love to hear that kind of stuff, and that's kind of what I want to look forward to in Mortal Kombat 11. But other than that, there's not too much else. Hopefully those aren't just the only characters that we're going to get out of Mortal Kombat 11, because in Mortal Kombat X, I'm not sure how many characters we got out of that, but we got a lot more DLC characters out of Mortal Kombat X. But, you know, I hope that, you know, everything just works out. And of course at EVO, they're going to show a trailer. There's going to be a trailer of Nightwolf. There's going to be a trailer for Sindel. There's going to be a trailer for Spawn. Maybe for Spawn. I'm not sure. Maybe a teaser for Spawn. Because there's a lot of work they got to go into. Because Spawn is not easy. Especially if people want to see him with his cape. And they got to be able to animate that and make that work out. So there's just a lot of work to them, and I give them props for doing everything that they can to kind of put it all together. And they know that at EVO is going to be the time for them to do that, and considering that Mortal Kombat 11 is going to be up in the center stage with a lot of the other fighting games that is going to be represented there as well. And so what other games that I'm looking forward to at NetherRealm that they're possibly going to be announcing, are games that they're probably going to be working on for 2020. Injustice 3. I think Injustice 3 would be a good time to announce at EVO 2019 if they didn't want to do that at E3. Obviously, Injustice 2, it ended kind of weird. It has different endings and stuff like that, on the good ending and the bad ending and all this other stuff. And obviously there's more story to be told in the Injustice franchise, and you know, with a lot of promotions from the comic books and stuff, and a lot of the crazy characters that they were able to put in, obviously Mortal Kombat characters and characters from other comics like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, for peak's sake. What fighting game do you know that was able to combine themselves with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I don't know, man. I don't know. I know there's tournament, Turtles tournament fighting games, but there's no games that I can think of that introduced the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with. You know, it'd be a good time for that Power Rangers game to capitalize on that if they could. But I think NetherRealm are the guys that can really make that stuff work out a little bit better, maybe. Honestly, Injustice 3 would be a great game to announce at EVO, as I mentioned again. It's just, I don't know. It's just a very big superhero fighting game. Obviously, you have Batman's team, Superman's team. I don't know what kind of mechanics you would want to have. Obviously, costumes galore. But I think the roster should be a little bigger than it was in Injustice 2, just a tad bit bigger. And of course, you could probably put some Mortal Kombat characters in there. You could probably put some characters from other comics, in there as well. I thought for a long time that Spawn was going to be in Injustice 2, but they decided to pull back on that and put him in the Mortal Kombat in the Mortal Kombat games, which is probably better for him, considering he's a guy that likes to pretty much murder people. So you don't want him to be PG-13 in a Injustice game. You know what I'm saying? So we want all that Spawn goodness, and hopefully they'll have variants of Spawn. Maybe you could play as female Spawn. That'd be pretty dope if that was a possibility. I would like to see that. But Ed Boon obviously knows what he's going to do in his team, and they're working on it. So Injustice 3 or Mortal Kombat DLC, I just want to see it. I just want to see how it works and how these characters animate. Also, before I close out, Nightwolf is apparently supposed to be getting a costume that represents another character from another fighting game franchise that I love oh so much. And so, if you guys don't already know what that is, stay tuned for the next video. But before you decide to move on to another video somewhere on the sides or wherever, or decide to go back and go look at my previous videos, please hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button for more videos that I'll be uploading, not just the EVO videos, but videos after the EVO videos that I'll be uploading, because currently I'm still playing Spider-Man, and there's a lot of fighting games that I really want to get my hands on and really want to play for you guys, and I just want you guys to check some of that stuff out and get notified for it. And please go to the comments below. What are your thoughts on NetherRealm Studios? Do you feel like they're taking too long with these DLC characters, or do you feel for them because there's a lot of work that goes into making these characters? And what do you think of Nightwolf? And what are your thoughts on the possibility how Sindel and Spawn and the Terminator or Ash, or if any of those characters are going to show up? You know what I mean? Like, what if it isn't Terminator or Ash? What characters would you like to see later down the road in Mortal Kombat 11? And as well, what are your thoughts on Injustice 3? So anyways, guys, I'm going to close out and move on to another video, but as always, it is your boy, the Supreme B-Man, and I will see you guys next time. Deuces.